Hey everybody, Sean Kennedy here again for Open Visual Effects. Thanks for coming by to check this out. This is just a quick update on the STmap distorting and undistorting that I went over in my last tutorial. I've updated a lot. It's much easier now, and I fixed all the issues. If you watched that tutorial, you saw there was a little bit of artifacting there at the end when we were using it on very, very edge pixels. I've got that all sorted out, and I made it a big node. So that it's super easy to use. You don't have to worry about all that setup and stuff. All you have to do is download this Open Visual Effects STmap node Blender file from the site, and it will have the node in there for you. So let me show you how to use it. If I go into, open up the demo project, don't save that. So the demo project is basically just that same motion tracking and solving setup that I used in the previous tutorial, where we've got our polynomial lens distortion already calculated and figured out. We have an STmap that we made that's the same size as our footage, which is just standard HD 1920 by 1080. You would want to set this, of course, to whatever your footage is, whether it's 4K, 8K, something else. Just make sure that your STmap was generated at that same size. You're going to bring in the STmap. To do that, all you would do is head up here under Append and go right to that project, wherever it is, the one you downloaded, Open Visual Effects STmap node. Go into that project under Node Tree, because we're looking for nodes. You will see it right there. Just grab that and append it in. And when you hit Shift A to go into your Add menu, under Group, you'll see it right there. You can bring it right in, and there it is. There's only a few settings on it. You plug in your STmap, you set your footage width and height to whatever the same, whatever your footage is. Again, in our case, it's 1920 by 1080. And then you want to set your overscan to whatever you figure it out to be, which is basically you do your undistort, and you may have to mess around with it and make sure, if it's a GoPro, it's going to be something a lot higher, as I said in the earlier tutorial. But for our case, 5% overscan is working great. So you want to set your, in the dimensions, your render dimensions under percentage, you set that to 105. And then in your overscan percentage in the node, you'll set that to 5. Inside the node, you will have to tab in. Just hit tab with it selected, and you'll go inside of it. And in the middle of it, there's an undistortion node and a distortion node. And that is where you will want to pick out your motion track that you've done on your shot in both of those. Just pick your motion track, should be good to go. And that's it. That's it. Now you've got, here's your undistorted map, and here's your redistort map. So just go ahead and save those. Image, save as. Again, you want to make sure you do OpenEXR, RGBA, full float. I save them as distorted and undistorted. So, save the first one, do the next output, save that one, and then in your compositor of choice, which I'm going to go ahead and use Natron for this. Again, bring those in, your undistorted first, then your distorted, and you will see as we plug it in, let me make this a little smaller here. You'll see as we plug this in, it gets undistorted. You kind of can't tell because it kind of shifts it. But you can see it's warping now to the edges exactly to match our STmap. The other distort will bring it back, but there's still that overscan, so you do have to reformat it back to the regular HD size. But now you can see, if I turn off that redistort, you can see exactly what's happening. That's the exact same distort that you calculated in Blender. So these should allow you to bring it into whatever program you want. I have a checkerboard in here. We can turn it on, and you can, again, just take a look and see that it is actually warping everything that's in between there. It warps to fit. Again, if you're just doing CG, you would only want to apply the distort here to your CG and not do anything to your footage. But in the odd case that you do need to undistort your plate, do things to it, and then redistort it, that workflow is now available to you from Blender to whatever compositor you want. So go ahead and grab that node, and hopefully it helps you like it helps me. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one.